good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time this reach you, I greet you. You already know it's another installment of A Day with EJ. Get down, mama. So let me bring y'all up to speed on how things been going in my little life. So yesterday, if you caught yesterday's installment, man, I went to my storage unit that I pay for a monthly auto pay to grab some and put some in there, and that didn't work out like I wanted to because the gate was froze closed. I went through that little hour process of calling back until I could speak to somebody, and I finally got a hold of somebody. So I left a major complaint because I was perturbed because they just took their money out of my account. And I didn't have a problem with them taking it, but I definitely had a problem with them taking it, and I couldn't go do what I needed to do. So I voiced my discrepancies with them people about that and how I wanted that to be addressed ASAP. Needless to say, nothing happened. The man on the phone tried to run me a little spiel, and I ran it right back to him the same way he gave it to me. He said that the gate being locked was a computer issue, and I said, them people taking my money out of my account, a computer issue too. You have nothing to do with neither one of them, but you work for the company, so they make you responsible for their actions. Same way my business work. If some nonsense happened, then I'm responsible for it. You know what I'm talking about? So y'all responsible for it, and I need to be compensated. Needless to say, I get a phone call this morning. I'm in the bathroom, a number 2. And that's what they call with. It's some number 2. Right, they tried to get me to run around all the way over again, a whole different person with the same spiel. And I completely got him together. Because if they had technical difficulties with the property, then they should definitely have technical difficulties with the payment. And he completely understood what I was saying. So much so that we went back and forth with the nonsense for a few minutes until I got a discount on my bill and my rate reduced. I still wasn't satisfied though, because I can't get yesterday back, and people don't seem to be understanding that. Like, yesterday gone, tomorrow ain't never gonna get here. All you have to deal with is today, and I do my very best to deal with today the best way that I know how. If you get what I'm saying. So I couldn't get my yesterday back. I couldn't get my inconvenience back, and a couple dollars off my bill is cool, but it don't do nothing for the inconvenience that I had to deal with. Needless to say, that's how that played itself out. So I moved on. I'm getting the day started and all of that. So I go pull up to the storage unit this time, and the gate wide open. I don't really think that's a safety. You know what I'm saying? I don't really think that's safely securing my said items if anybody can pull in and out of the facility and ain't nobody out there watching it, ain't no security on hand and none of that. But the gate wide open, so I don't have the problem of the gate being locked. But now I have a problem because anybody can come in there. And if something come up missing, who's going to be responsible for it? I don't even want to have that conversation. Like, in real life, I don't want to have that conversation. But we having this conversation because I kind of want to play out to you how the rest of that went. Thought that the first conversation with customer service, you know what I'm saying, got me to the next stage in line of people that I need to be talking to. So I talked to them, quick little discount, rate reduction, fine and dandy. That's cool. Do you know by the time I made it to my office, I got another phone call from a lady? And this lady had the audacity to tell me that that was her site and that the gate was open. I know. You don't even have to tell me because I know you see my TikTok when I was at the place and the gate was closed. I literally have video footage, but I let the lady talk, and the lady told me all of these things, that the gate was open and the office was closed and that was proper procedure and this, that, and the third. And I let her get all of that out her system while I just looked at my phone while she talked to me. When she was finished, I got all the way together. I told the lady, I'm like, do you know who I am? You don't, and I don't even expect you to. But let me tell you who I am so we have a crystal clear understanding and you be able to understand what I'm finna say to you. So I told her that, you know what I'm saying, who I was and the type of following that I have on TikTok and Instagram. And I'm kind of a social media influencer, though I don't really know what they mean. I just told that lady that because that's what people keep telling me. And if they keep saying it to me, then it got to be true in some form or fashion. And I'm using it to my advantage. So I run a lady that I'm a social media influencer. And not only am I a social media influencer, but I take time to video record any type of situation that might come back up, and I need a little proof. So she told me that she was going to review the cameras and this, that, and the third. But before she told me that, I let her know that I had the video footage to prove it, and it was already online if she wanted to go look at it. Complete silence. I swear for Lord, I have never seen that type of silence on a phone call with somebody from a business or a corporation. And I shall be reaching out to the head of that corporation so we can kind of discuss that, because I want to know how they feel about it. This lady calling me, lying to me, trying to maneuver me, saying she would check the cameras. You gonna see me on the camera trying to literally pull the gate open. That's what you're going to see. Not only me, but another gentleman who happened to be of a different ethnicity as me. We had a little conversation about it. And we was on camera when we had the conversation. So when they went and reviewed the tape, they would see both of us out there disturbed and inconvenienced in such a way that somebody needed to be doing something about that. Needless to say, when the silence ended, she told me she was going to call me back in an hour. It is approximately 5:08, 5:09 right now. I had this conversation with this lady about 2:30, 3 o'clock. I have the phone record to prove what time she called me, just in case they asked me about it. I have yet to receive a phone call back from this lady because she checked them cameras and she seen that little spiel she tried to run me wasn't the truth. And she don't want to talk to me again, because I told her after she reviewed the cameras to please call me back, because I want you to tell me that the gate was open. I do. I want you to call me back, and I want you to open your mouth, and I want it to literally roll off your tongue the same way that it rolled off your tongue the first time that the gate was open, and that's your sight, right? I don't have that, right? And that leads me up to the topic of this conversation. Man, people will say anything to you when they don't think you know better. They'll try to tell you anything, and they gonna want you to buy because they work there and they supposed to know more than you. And I get it. See, but when you wrong, whether you want to admit it or not. But it's best just to admit it, because the more wrong you are and the more energy you put into that wrong, the worse it turns out on the back end. And we gonna have another day with EJ where we address this, because as soon as I get off of here, I'm calling them again, because I want to know how this lady had the audacity to even call me and try to run that spiel to me without reviewing the cameras first. That's the only problem I had with it. That she called me before she ever looked at the cameras, and then told me she was going to look at the cameras when I told her I already had video footage to prove what I was talking about. And that's just how that is. I be getting tired of that, man. People just say anything to you. When you run a business, people try to tell you anything. When people run their business, they try to tell you anything. Like, you're not supposed to be knowing what's going on. And what if you do? Then what do you say? What do you say to a person that know how the business run, they just don't run their business? Or that they understand all the terms of the contract? And if I have to sign a contract to do business with you, then I have to uphold my end of the contract. But on the back end, you got to uphold your end of the contract too. Just as much, because if you don't uphold your end of the contract, then the contract is just as void as if I broke it. If I break it, then I lose. Right? I could lose my storage unit and everything that I got in there, this, that, and the third. But if you break it, then what? You got to lose my bill. And that's just how I be feeling. And I don't be liking, you know what I'm saying, putting people under that type of pressure and all of that, but I'm not finna let you get over on me. Life too short for that, especially if I know better. Because if you know better, then you gotta do better. Don't let nobody trick you into that. Other than that, we still need 4,000 watch hours, man, to get the channel all the way monetized so we can start collecting the revenue from YouTube. So please, if you coming from TikTok, please leave your TikTok name down there. And if you got any type of content, I do kind of want to follow you back and all of that, because I appreciate you taking time out your day to listen to me tell you a few things about what's going on in our life. On the back end, Edna Jean is literally chewing on her bone, and you know how that be. I'm doing my very best to let her enjoy her life, and I'm not gonna let nothing get in the way of that. I don't care if I got to be out in the streets begging or doing whatever it is that I need to be doing to try to make sure that we are right. I'm gonna do that because that's my job. I am her parent, though she my parent on the back end. You know, she named after my mama, so being named after my mama kind of put her in front of me, though she behind me. It just kind of get weird like that. I know our relationship is completely off, but due to the fact that it's working for me, that's the only thing that's important because I'm gonna make sure that it work for her. Let go. Don't move. Yeah, you gotta have this type of relationship where you can take something right out her mouth without her acting up, barking, or making any type of sound. Thank you, lover. Here you go. Now I ain't gonna hold y'all up or have y'all, wasting time in y'all day to be tripping off of what I be having going on. But I just wanted to put that out there for you so y'all have it the same way that I got it. This another installment of A Day with EJ. And I just want to say, man, you can't sell me nonsense because I'm going to call you on it. It's my problem in life, man. You can't sell me no nonsense because I'm going to call you on it. And I don't have no problem if I try to sell you some nonsense if you call me on it. I'm going to apologize. Then I'm going to go find out how it was nonsense in the first place because obviously I didn't know before I tried to sell it to you. I know it's going to take a second. You might have to replay that part. Right? Accept responsibility for your actions and move forward knowing that you are responsible for those actions. And I feel that same way in life about everything that be going on. And I just want to put this out here, man. The 22nd is fastly approaching. 3 days in the wake up. It's going to be Edna Jean's birthday. And I'm going to tell y'all the story about how I got her. I can't wait. Follow the YouTube, follow the Instagram, make sure that you tuned all the way in. And I'm going to give you the story because it's one of those stories that I would call it a miracle. But then again, I wouldn't. I would call it the way that it was supposed to go. Now, y'all have a good day and be safe. You want to say something before I get out of here, EJ? No? Okay. Hey, now.